Hello everyone, welcome to Forum Chess Club. So today we're going to see how to play chess, and right now you are looking at volume 3, and if you haven't seen volume 1 and volume 2, better do watch volume 1 and 2 first before getting into volume 3, just because of your better understanding and for the continuous flow. So in volume 1 and volume 2 we have explained how to place your board and what is rank file pieces and its names, and how to arrange the different pieces in the chessboard. And then we also look at a few major pieces move, like how rook moves, how bishop move, and queen and knight moves. So these are the things like we have discussed in the volume 1 and volume 2. And today today like we are going to see how to deal with the pawn in the chessboard. So as we already aware, there are total 16 number of pawns like we will be having in the chessboard. 8 belongs to white and 8 belongs to black, that's a dark one. And these initially these pawns will be placed in the second rank for white, and in the seventh rank for black. So that's how it initially places. And this pawn is actually a complicated piece just because of its various unique qualities, and it has a special moves as well. That's why I said like it's a little complicated piece in the entire chess game. Why I'm saying like that is all the other pieces, it goes in the same direction and can capture the opponent pieces in the same direction. But pawn is little different, meaning it goes in one direction and it captures the opponent piece in entirely different direction. That means like it moves forward but it cuts diagonal. So that's why I call it as a complicated piece. And if you look at the pawn movement, the white pawn moves forward towards the opponent pawn, and the black pawn again it moves forward to the opponent facing direction. So this is how it moves. And one other unique quality is the very first move of your pawn, it can be either a single square or the two square. That means for consider this pawn, it can move one step, or at the same time like it can also move two squares. So on the very first move alone, it can either go to this square or this square. So this square or this entirely this square. So the very first move of each and every pawn, it can either go to either it can move one square up, or it can go to two square up. For example, so either it can go to this square, or it can play just one square up. So this is how it plays. Okay, now let's see how to cross with the pawn. That means how to capture the opponent pieces with the pawn. As I said earlier, the pawn moves in one direction. That means it always moves in the forward direction. But it could capture the opponent pieces in the diagonal way. For example, here, if you look at the black pawn, like it can cut in this direction only. So if at all your black plays this move, now we have an option to move forward, or we can cut and we can simply keep this as it is, and we can move some other pieces. But now, as I said earlier, like how let's see how we can cut with this pawn. So this pawn we can take something like this. So this is how we can capture the opponent pieces with the help of your pawn. So if you look at the beauty here, this is actually e pawn, and now it is in f file, just because it captured the f5 pawn with the e4 pawn. So this is how we can capture the opponent pieces with the help of a pawn. Now let's see how to promote your pawn. As I said earlier, we have to move our pawn forward till the end of the board on their opponent's side. For example, here if you look at the black pawn, which is there in the initial squares 7th rank, it can go to first rank. At the same time, like the white pawn, which is there in the second rank, it can move forward and go to 8th rank. And of course, if it captures any of the opponent pieces, then it could go to other file as well. For example, H pawn, it's there in H2. If it cuts in, if it captures anything in the G3, then it can go to G8. So that's how the pawn promotion look like. And and see like what exactly the pawn promotion is and how we can do that. So now if you look at this particular step, like a black king plays d2, and in response, if at all white king plays king c4, so in response like we can forward our pawn to d3. So now we can white king played d4. Then we can give a we can give away way to pawn to capture the first rank. So we can move our king to e2. So in response, like if at all king played white played king e4. So in response we can give d2. So now if at all king played d4, now if you look at it, like I can move up my pawn, black pawn, to d1 square. So if I move to this d1 square, then I can promote it to any of the major pieces. For example, if you look at it, like if I promote this pawn to the first rank, then I can take any of these pieces. Either it can rook, knight, rook, knight, queen, or even a bishop. So now if I click, if I decide to take queen, then I can take queen. So now it's a check. So this is how the pawn promotion is. So that's why I said it has a lot of unique qualities. So it's just a pawn. If it promote to the edge of the board, then it could act as a queen or any of the major pieces. That's one beauty about the pawn. And the last and the final one which we are going to see today is en passant. So what is en passant? En passant is actually a special move, not an illegal move. If you are first time, if you are looking at the player playing en passant, then you might feel like that's an illegal move, but really that's not. That's actually a rule. I will show you like how we can do an en passant. For example, if white plays e4, and in response, black plays f5. That doesn't matter. Like it's a normal capture thing. Like we can capture white pawn with this black pawn, and then the next, like if at all we play something else. For example, if I play knight, then black can capture white piece. This is the usual move. And let's see like how the en passant works. For example, on a very next move, instead of black playing f into e4, like if instead of capturing the white piece, if it also has one more move, as it can forward the pawn to f4. So now consider if at all they forward their pawn to f4, and the very next step, instead of we playing like white playing g3, if at all it plays g3, then it is giving a chance for black to capture the pawn. So if at all instead of we play g3, if we play g4, then there's a chance for the opponent piece to do an en passant now. So en passant is something like we have to take the opponent pawn in this fashion. So we have to capture in this fashion, f into g3, to capture the g pawn. So this is called as en passant, and we have to do this en passant on a very next move. White, like for example, consider this case. So once when white played g4, so on the very next move we have to play our f into g3, or else if at all black plays on the very next move something like this, then we will be losing all our rights to do an en passant on this pawn. So this is the very next step. The very next step we have to do the en passant. So this is called as en passant, and this is not an illegal move. So now you can't do this. Like if at all, if you want to try to do this, no, you can't do this. This is an illegal. Like you can't. If you do in a real time, then it's an illegal move. So once when white plays g4, then you have to do your en passant immediately, like f into g3. So this is for black, and what will happen for white? So on the next step, like if at all white plays e5, it doesn't matter like which pawn it is applicable for all the pawns, but only thing is we can do an en passant only in these rank 4 and 5. So let's see how it is. Like for black we just saw, and see like how we can do it for white. So now if at all white plays e5, on a very next step, like if at all black plays like instead of playing d6, like if at all it plays d5, then on a very next move white can do an en passant. So this is called as en passant. So this is what we have covered today. Like we have covered the top to bottom regarding the pawn and it unique qualities. So that's why at the beginning, as I said, it's a complicated piece. That's why it has a lot of unique qualities. Something like how we can move forward. how it can move forward, and how it can capture, and what will happen if it promotes to the opponent side, and how to do an end passant. So all these things we have covered today. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please do like and share it with your friends, those who aspire to play a chess, or if it's a chess player and if you want to, if they want to know a lot of tricks about chess, then please ask them to do subscribe the channel. And if you want to receive a notification anytime, do click on the notification bell icon, which is just next to the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.